Handball. It's a favourite pastime of school students across the country. Over many years, the sport has established itself as an integral aspect of recesses and lunchtimes, adopting countless different rules along the way. St Robans College is no exception to this, and its students have gradually built up a deep love for handball, from reception to Year 12. James Ingram was one student whose commitment to the game outweighed most others, and this commitment was channeled through the handball tournament.
The tournament was a huge labour of love for me and everyone involved. There was a similar tournament back when I was in Year 9, and I wanted to experience that level of joy and excitement again.
Well, James is a remarkable young man, a leader of his crowd. James, if I had the position within the college, he would have been my captain of handball, as was his draw to the game and his draw of others to the game.
On a crisp winter's morning, the tournament began. Over the coming weeks, one by one, each player was knocked out of the competition. 62 of the 64 players suffered the ignominy of elimination, some gallant and some humiliating.
The week of the grand final itself was, I would say, the most stressful of my life. It was on my mind constantly, just in my head. You know, I couldn't think about anything else. I started struggling at school during that week with Year 12. I would have dreams every night about winning that match and the feeling of success. Losing was never an option.
But there was one man standing between James and glory. Giordano Raimondo, the first seed and the early tournament favourite.
The prospect of facing Gio was admittedly very scary, given how good he's always been on the handball court, but I had a confidence in myself that I could knock him off his perch.
Mr. Raimondo, an absolute prodigy of handball. In fact, I had many a call and an email from US college scouts. We had Kansas City, UCLA, Boston U, too many to mention. They were all trying to get him on board in their programs in the States.
All right, you mean European handball?
No, Foursquare hand tennis handball.
Oh, really? I didn't know that was an international sport.
You need to check your notes. I thought you knew what you were doing here.
So the stage was set for an incredible encounter. Ingram versus Raimondo, the unstoppable force against the immovable object. It was to handball what the Melbourne Cup is to horse racing. Life was never the same for James after that day, but not in the way he thought it would be.
I lost the game. It was really hard. I didn't consider the possibility of losing, but I didn't expect that my whole life would be so heavily affected by this loss.
With the final taking place in the middle of Year 12, James's studies took a nosedive.
Yeah, Year 12 did get harder from that point, and it wasn't just, because of work ramping up. It was in many ways because of the match, and it haunted me. I would have nightmares every night, and I would just have this image every night of Gio's face just an inch in front of mine, screaming in delight at my anguish. And I would have that image every night when I went to bed, and I couldn't sleep. How can you possibly sleep when you have such an image of human perfection screaming at you?
He was a broken man. The spiritual leader of handball, there was no spirit left anymore. He was a broken man. I thought it might have been some exam pressures, or that maybe his ATAR wasn't going to be high enough, but looking back now, the correlation of the loss on the front quad and the behaviour after, I think there's some fairly strong links there.
James began to find his relationships with his family and friends were a bit strained as a result of the loss.
Yeah, well, my mates don't really invite me to things anymore. They give off this vibe that they don't want to be seen with a loser. My family too, which is, why aren't my family talking to me? It was 2 years ago and it was a game of handball. I don't understand.
I don't know who my favourite child is. I've got 2 beautiful daughters.
What about James?
Who?
Your son, James.
I don't have a son.
What?
It was just a handball game that happened in high school and, you know, it's still ruining my life. Bloody Geo.
Bloody Geo indeed.
But, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know, I haven't been thinking about handball too much recently. I feel like my relationships are improving, you know.
Yeah. We're probably not going to use this bit.
Not the me getting better bit.
Yeah.
Isn't that just going to make me seem like sad and pathetic?
Yeah. It's more compelling television.
All right, sure. Well, yeah, thanks for the interview, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no, it was really connected there, I reckon. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, so, yeah. You seem like a good bloke. You doing anything tonight?
Sorry, I can't.
Sure you don't want to, like, grab a couple of beers? Like, I'm not doing anything.
No, that's okay.